up the middle there on a designed quarterback draw and picks up a nice gain there. He's, again, another guy that can pick him up and put him down. And with that size, can also see over the defense. So kind of a multi-dimensional quarterback out there is Lincoln Conrad.
A pretty good look at the ball field from the airspace
here
in
awesome.
Norfolk. Oh, yeah. 5 wide. Conrad running the option with the motion man. Good catch to keep that play going. Not a whole lot there after he brought it in helmet high for Cole Hymas.
Hymas from Hartington, Newcastle. Still probably the coldest game I ever called was in Bloomfield. It was Hartington, Newcastle, and Bloomfield. Eric McKay and I, it was snowing. It was like below 0 wind chills. And every time I just think Hartington, Newcastle, I get cold.
Did you have a spot in the press box for that one, or were you on scaffolding outside?
We actually we're in the press box, but doing the pregame, it was very, very cold.
Knee-high snap here for Conrad. He's flushed to his left, and he wants to go deep. He does, and it's dropped, nearly picked. Perfect positioning for Aiden Pokop, who already has the kickoff return for a touchdown, and he nearly had an INT on top of that.
Now, Pokop might have solidified his MVP status with an interception. Now, already having the kickoff return, as you mentioned. It's not quite able to, might have mistimed his jump just slightly there.
The red team could really use that. Now 3rd down on 5.
And for the red, you've got to find some momentum. A pickup here on 3rd and 5 would be big.
No wide receivers this snap. It's a handoff, and there's Palmer. Palmer finding just a little crease and bursting for 10 yards.
Yep. You know, Palmer's a guy that a lot of people don't know a lot about up in South Sioux, and they were a much better team this past year than they have been in recent years, and Palmer's one of the reasons why. Really good running back, good vision, and has those those wheels, able to break tackles. He's kind of a complete running back.
Same formation. Give it to him again. Palmer, this time off tackle to the right. Cuts it upfield and gains 8. He was the 3rd leading rusher in all of Class A this year. His junior year, he was the 2nd leading rusher in Class A. He's managed more than 1,350 yards each of the past 2 seasons. This dude can run the football against the best of the best.
Yeah, no question about it. A really good running back. I think he's going to get a lot of touches here the rest of the ball game, Michael.
Why wouldn't he? There is the end of quarter number 1. It's a quarter dominated by the team wearing white on white today. A tone setter with the kickoff return for a touchdown. The red team, though, driving, trying to respond when we return for the 2nd quarter on News Channel Nebraska.
My name is AJ Spanel. I'm an internal medicine physician working for Yankton Medical Clinic. Any adult over the age of 18 could see an internist as their primary care physician. And this could range from someone with really no medical conditions and otherwise healthy who's never seen a doctor, or someone who's got a lot of chronic medical conditions that they're struggling with. And our goal is to not only prevent complications from your disease and help patients gain control over any problems that they may be having. And that's something that brings me a lot of joy.
Beautiful look here at Memorial Field in Norfolk. Michael Shifley, Lou Siefker, our fantastic crew, led by Connor Luby in the truck here on a warm summer evening. 84 degrees, feels like 87, and don't put a thermometer on the turf. You wouldn't want to know what that reads.
Yeah. I made an egg sandwich on the field before the game.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Fried it right up.
Oh, the white team doing pretty well. 21-0 on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard. A lot to like. They were playing behind the line of scrimmage on defense in the first quarter, and on offense and special teams, no trouble moving the football.
Yeah, they've been impressive. They've been able to throw the ball. They've run the football well. They've had the special teams plays. You mentioned defense early there in that first quarter really dominated at the line of scrimmage. So they've done just about everything well.
Conrad at quarterback, tucks it, keeps it, moves the sticks again. The ground game starting to churn out first downs for the Red. They're into white territory.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the game plan now, is to try to move the ball on the ground, maybe sneak one over the top in a play action situation. And maybe, control that time of possession, keep the ball away from that very potent white offense if you can.
We spotlighted the Red team coaches in the first quarter. Here in a moment, we'll share more about the white team coaches. Pistol set here for Conrad. Has Palmer behind him. Instead, it's a give to the fullback and Tramp. The C parts before eventually Breck Thompson downs him after a 9-yard pickup. White team coaches today. Dave Stoddard, the head coach out of Stanton. He brought 2 of his assistants, Greg Wegner, Matthew Peter, Joe Anderson out of Oakland, Craig, Kodiak French, Norfolk Public, Kobe Lade, Battle Creek Public Schools. Lots of familiar football names there.
Yeah,
second down and 1.
A lot of good coaches on that staff.
Sticking with the ground game, Palmer breaks free. Oh, he broke 3 tackles into the second level. Eventually upended by Cole Fundus of Norfolk High, just shy of the 20. He's at the 22.
We've probably seen some of the movies with Denzel Washington. It's called The Equalizer. Well, this guy just might be the equalizer for the Red team, man. He is tough to bring down.
Lou, I'm told the Red team had a rule at practice. You can't give it during team drills to Tony Palmer because nobody could stop him. It made the drill pointless.
And when I played, they had the same rule, except that it's because I fumbled all the time.
Tramp right up the gut. The big fellows along the offensive line. Talking to Coach Volk, talking to some of the guys on the O-line for the Red squad, they knew, they looked at the roster. Their weight does not match the weight of the lines on the white team, but they said we have heart, and they're showing some heart down 21-0, creating a push for their backs.
You got Jacob Steffen in there. You've got Sam Johnson. A couple of the guys for the Reds team on that right side.
Second and 1, Palmer around the outside, still on his feet, cut down inside of the 5. Touchdown saving stop made by Aiden Hokop.
That's the side they ran on, too. I see Ryan Pick over there, another Cedar Catholic star on that offensive line. Let's see, who else do we have? Looks like Aiden Rosner. And I think maybe Bryce Picorni, I believe. The guys that are out there right now, the big uglies up front.
And I'm going to guess they're going to run right behind those guys here. First down and goal from the 3. Conrad in the pistol. It gives to Tramp, who's eaten up, swallowed, but did manage to fall forward to get a yard at second and goal from the 2.
Well, certainly important for the Red team to finish this drive. Going to get back in the game. Any opportunity you have to put points on the board, you got to do it. And now you're down inside the 2-yard line. Probably need to put 6 on the board here.
Heck, they might go for 8 if they do punch it in.
There you go.
Under center for Conrad. From the 2. Keeps it, and there's a good push. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Touchdown for the white squad. Or pardon me, for the Red squad. Got to give them some credit. Lincoln Conrad right up the middle. Barely gets the pigskin across the line, and that's 6 for the team in red.
Use that 6'5" frame, stretch over the goal line, and a much needed score for the Red team. Gives them some hope. A lot of football left to be played. Certainly can come back in this game.
All-star games can be high scoring, and the rules help that.
Yeah.
Here's the point after. It's up. Did it go? No. That's a miss for Josue Munoz, and it's 21-6. But a tally on the Currency scoreboard for the Red Squad. They'll kick it off right after this.
NCN Sports is brought to you by See the Trainer. Don't just see anyone, see the trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
Oh, there's a look at us, Lou. All right, I'll admit it. I got the tie loosened, the sleeves rolled up. Not a whole lot of breeze coming here through the press box.
I got a little chilly, so I rolled my sleeves down. All that ice cream I had,
Yeah, we have the gold jackets off currently, but you'll get to Don Years in the post game. Interviews with the two players of the game and the winning head coach. Love that shot looking right into the press box there. Game getting fun. We saw the Red Squad punch it through, and now they'll boot it away and try to get their first defensive stop of the evening. Doing the honors, kicking it away, is Alex Rodriguez. He is out of O'Neill.
I want to kick it away from Hokop here. He's already taken one to the house.
Caught above the helmet at the 5. And this time, kick return managed. It was Molt returning it. And the White Squad gets the ball at the 25-yard line here with 4 minutes gone in quarter number 2.
I saw a pretty hard block there by Keaton Teal. And I think Jacob Smith of Bloomfield thought it was a little bit late. They exchanged words there, but I think cooler heads prevailed at the end of that.
This game, not like some all-star games where everybody is lodged in the same place and they see each other throughout the evening, completely separate during the week. Keeper for Anderson. He kind of faked like he was going to throw it. Might have caught the red team for a moment thinking he would, but there was no one in the route. And Anderson able to glide forward for a first down, and the White Squad picks up where they left off.
Well, Anderson showing he can run the football as well. He's an adept passer. Gets hit hard at the end of that play, but has a nice gain there. Now again, Wayne State replacing Ben Bone at quarterback. Open
Don't rule him
competition.
out.
You never know. Ben Bone played as a freshman.
Hit made by Munoz out of Homer. Anderson, a deep ball, Gwill, and pass interference, likely the call. Coming back to the football, a good job by Gwill, and running right into him, Hudson Hoffman.
And the Hoffman not seeing the ball and just kind of ran into Grill before the ball got there, so it's easy call for the officials here.
Yep, clearly got there first. It didn't take long for Gwill to start signaling for it.
Before he hits the ground, he's calling for the pass interference. You love that.
Yep. I was so impressed by Anderson so far. And he reloaded twice there. Run, load, look downfield, get the defense to stop, take another few steps, and unleash.
Well, I think you see what would make him a good college quarterback, because, at that level, you've got to be able to do some improvisation, and you have to be able to see the field well, despite, getting some pressure, and I think he does that very well.
And he has everybody to his right side here for 1st and 10 from the red side of the 50. They run it with Wilkie to the left. He's stuffed. Among the guys there, Jazzy Ames out of Lutheran High, and a 1-yard gain at 2nd and 9. Well, Anderson played high school football for his dad, Joe, who's an assistant coach here. He was an assistant coach last week at the Shrine Bowl, but Joe Anderson was on the defensive side, so he didn't really interact too much with Braylon. This week he's on the offensive side, truly the final time in an organized game he's playing for his dad.
That'll be a special moment here for those guys, for sure.
Looks left, completion, and a first down. Jeremiah Drunkenmiller, that's his second reception, and it moves the chains. Oakland Craig to Oakland Craig. That's pretty much what the wide receiver crew is. It's either Summerland or Oakland Craig.
I've seen a lot of that here in this ball game between the two teams. The quarterbacks throwing to familiar receivers. Drunkenmiller ran a nice route there.
Anderson has Gwill again. The defender falls down, but able to still make the play. Good job by Jacob Smith. He stopped a potential touchdown there, did the Bloomfield B.
For the white team. 26, Jacob Smith.
Yeah.
On the stop for the red.
That was kind of a tackle him or else sort of thing. They did a great job because he was kind of falling backwards a little bit, able to still make that tackle.
In the red zone once more, the white squad. Anderson to the air again, wide open, touchdown, Drunkenmiller. He's 5'7", but he's been running crisp routes tonight, and in an all-star game, he has reason for celebration.
Yeah, Drunkenmiller, very, very quick, and he runs those precise routes, good hands there. Gathers that one in. He was open. Sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch at the goal line. You know you should catch it. But he got himself open and gets rewarded there with that pass from Anderson.
Point after try looming. Here's Fundus again.
For the white team. Wilkie the holder.
Trying to make it a 22-point cushion. Out of the hold of Wilkie. At his home field, Fundus hits his second of the night. It's 28-6 on the Faith Regional Physician Services. That score in favor of Braylon Anderson and the white team All-Stars.
My name is Nicole Backey, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. A person should choose to bank here because it's a local, friendly bank. It's easier for us to help you. You can stop in and visit with us, whereas a bigger bank, you might have to go to a bigger city to get help, or you have to sit on hold. Here you can drop in and we'll be willing to help you at any time. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Veterans Memorial Park. Man, what a day to be at the pool, Lou. I was walking by earlier. You can see the bleachers on the baseball field for Volleyball Day in Nebraska. Here's a return from the 10-yard line for Hayden Kelly of Norfolk Catholic. Brings it out across the 30 to the 32. Taking some pictures. You can find them at NCN Sports on X and see what that looked like over there when it had the imported courts. And I was walking by. There's a little bit of mist from the pool, and boy, was that refreshing.
Yeah. I don't tell anybody, but I'm going to go jump in the pool right after the game. I jumped the fence.
I don't blame you at all, but what a cool facility here with all of this in one place here.
Absolutely.
In Norfolk.
Yeah, this is night and day difference from when I moved up here 24 years ago. This is a first-class facility.
Of course, the skate park immediately to the south as well. A good night to taking some football from the top of the half pipe. Tony Palmer, excellent vision.
Yeah.
Kind of unassuming in terms of the lateral speed, but when he puts his foot in the ground, he's doing it in the right spot, and he gets going that way in a hurry.
Yeah, he explodes through that hole. He's got that good short-term acceleration. Can go from 0 to 60 in a hurry.
Yeah, Tony Palmer, one of the many impressive athletes out here on both sides. He's out of South Sioux City. Plans to play football at Iowa Western. And from there, who knows where he could go after 2 years at one of the top junior college programs in the country. Creative running on a play designed to go up the middle to the right. Folks, stick around for halftime. We'll break everything down for you. Plenty of highlights to show, and that's all presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
I mentioned Palmer going to Iowa Western. You got guys going to Morningside, Iowa Western. These are all really good football programs. I think Wayne State is a program on the rise. A lot of good small college football in this general area. And so guys have a chance to not only play college ball, but play it at a high level.
Palmer gets a breather. Here's Conrad out of the pistol, loses the football and just falls on it. Back to the 34-yard line, a loss of 12, something you can ill afford, down 22 past the midway point of the second quarter.
Yeah, that stings. You're trying to come back. You just don't want to put yourself in these long yardage situations. So a mistake there. Second and long here for the Red team.
They haven't been able to have much success through the air. Almost all of their positive plays coming on the ground. But now from 2nd and 23, we'll see what Coach Volk and company dial up. It's an empty shotgun formation. And play is blown dead. A penalty flag from the Red sideline. Signal from the head referee. Oh, nothing. We're just going to redo it. Fair enough. Cody Volk gets to send in a new play call. 3:53 left here on your Currency scoreboard in half number one.
Good thing for the Red team, no penalty. You don't want to lose any more yardage.
Red team does have all 3 timeouts to use this half. Rodriguez goes in motion. Conrad twirls out of there as a penalty flag flies. Here's late pressure and thrown away by Conrad. That penalty flag could back up the Red even more as the initial signal is a hold.
Yeah, and that's exactly where that flag is thrown. That's almost always going to be a hold. So Red team definitely moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, there's a white player that ended up on his knees awkwardly, likely because of a hold. So 2nd down and about 33. Well, it's an all-star game. You know that. Oh, they declined it. Okay, so third down and 23 instead of 2nd and 33. But still, my point's going to stand here, Lou, that you practice trick plays for all-star games, right? It might be too obvious of a point, but if you have one you really like that gets you 23 yards, it might be the time.
Well, you're certainly trying to win the game. I mean, it's still a competitive situation, but you don't have the pressure that if you lose the game that you're not going to make the playoffs, whatever. You can throw caution to the wind and throw those trick plays out there, and I would not be surprised if the Red didn't do something with some trickeration right here.
5 wide, and they draw the defense to go early. 2 players on that 4-man front of the white. And that gets 5 yards back, 3rd and 18.
When 2 guys jump, it's a hard count. And guys listening to the quarterback and not watching the football.
The defensive line for the White had gotten just a little too comfortable. Defenses must play in a 4-3 They cannot blitz. Those are the rules. Really benefits the offense. So you kind of know what's coming. A 4-man pressure. It's Conrad up the middle, and he gets some more of that back. Manages about 8 yards up the middle, but that makes it 4th down and 8. Do you keep the offense out there if you're Red?
This might also be an area where you might throw a trick play. Mentioned before with Conrad punting the football, you could run a fake, and it looks like maybe offense is sticking out there. We'll see.
Braden Reifenrath was the quarterback for the first couple of series. It's been Conrad since then, and Conrad is the punter. They're thinking about it, and they're going to think about it some more. Timeout taken by the head coach of Pender, Cody Volk. Red Squad has 4th down when we return.
So I was a former smoker. My breathing got really bad. My family finally insisted I go to a pulmonologist. And that's when they did tests and diagnosed me with COPD and asthma. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to breathe. And they helped me tremendously. They've helped me get my lung function back. With the help of Faith Regional, I've become a lung hero.
Big play for the red team. 4th down and 9. They're at their own 47, down 22 points with under 3 minutes left in the first half. The offense stays out there for 4th down and 9. Lincoln Conrad of Westholt at quarterback. He's in the pocket and has time. Still looking. Now flushed. Running out of room. Throws across his body towards Palmer. Incomplete. Phenomenal coverage downfield by the white squad. And a turnover on downs for the red team.
Yeah, in a regular game, you're probably not going for it there, even though the white team has been scoring. But I think in an all-star game like this, you gamble in the first half. The downside of what you just did there is you give a white team that's been scoring and moving the ball a short field right before half, so they get a chance to really make it tough for the red team if they score here before halftime.
Yeah, and if you punt it, let's say you get a net of 30 yards on your punt, it's about at the 25. You got to like the Whites' chance to score from there too, so you might as well go for it.
Yeah,
they've been moving the ball at will.
In this stage, absolutely, I think you go for it there.
Anderson has taken almost every snap at quarterback except when they've been under center, and it's been Wilkie. Anderson, quick pass, catch made, and a hard-fought couple of yards for Sam Cheatham of Summerland. A host of red jerseys greet him, keep him in bounds, and the clock churns.
That's a great job by the red defense to get to that football. Cheatham had no chance. There's about 5 red jerseys around Cheatham there. Nowhere to go.
Drake Nemitz goes for the legs, brings him down out of Westholt. 2:15 remaining in the first half, and penalty flag from the far sideline again. The red team is clapping, thinking it's going to back up the white. And it does. False start.
Anything you can do to slow down this white team, if they get some penalties, you like that. Still 2:11 to go before halftime and a couple timeouts to work with, so white team has time to put points on the board.
Wilkie to the right of Anderson, who's looking left and has the quick completion. He finds Schindler. Schindler some room to move, and a penalty flag going to add some yardage on top of it. Looks like a hand might have gotten up into the grill of Schindler.
Yeah, it's either, see it again here, I think a face mask is coming, unless it's going to be a horse collar here.
I don't know if there was actually any violation there.
Yeah, I don't see a face mask, and I think they're picking it up. That's a good job by the officials.
Yep. I could see the twists happen, and you'd think it could be horse collar, but just had a hand on the pad.
Right. It didn't pull him down from behind, which is kind of the hallmark of the horse collar penalty.
We have an all-star officiating crew out there as well. Tip of the cap to them. 3rd down and 5. Under 2 to go. The white team trying to keep pouring it on offense. Anderson, a dart, and it's hauled in. Going up in the air to grab it. Alex Schindler, the 6'1" tight end, and another major conversion for the team in white.
We give Anderson time to throw. That's problematic. What would help the red right now is some blitzes, right? I mean,
right.
You can't do that in this game. So it's tough to get to Anderson, and he's got good receivers. He's got time to throw. He's very, very difficult to slow down.
Got to give some credit to the offensive line of the white squad, because Anderson has had no trouble getting comfortable in the pocket here today. Now with 1:20, another quick pass to Schindler. And he breaks 2 tackles, a 3rd tackle. He's still spinning. The Tasmanian Devil out of Summerland High School inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, 16 yards.
But for a minute, Schindler was doing a Tommy Frazier there, just breaking every tackle on the field. That's that's not an all-star game run there. That's like a playoff game run. Schindler, just that 1-2 factor.
Oh, the competition. These guys love to compete. Wilkie under center, tosses to Pullman. Pullman behind a blocker, into the end zone. Touchdown, White. He had his hand on the back of Keaton Teal, on the back of Harrison Thor, and the 6'5", 265-pounder helped lead the way to the end zone.
It helps to run behind the big dog, right? Watch the movement on that offensive line, and Pullman knows what to do with the football around the goal line.
Oh, they ran that play, no doubt, to the Mustangs. Wilkie to Pullman for 6. Man, wasn't that an awesome state championship game? I'm sure Stanton fans wish they would have had just a little bit different there on the scoreboard, but terrific game against Sandy Creek. The Cougars ended up getting the win, but an all-time classic.
I think you play that game 10 times, you go 5-5. That was
absolutely
2 evenly matched teams.
Oh, just some terrific 8-man football talent in this state, and obviously some of them are playing for the white squad, including Becker Pullman. He's going to Chadron State, but first, a visit to the end zone. 35-6 on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed.
Command the road in your new vehicle from Woodhouse GMC. No matter where you're headed, we've got a ride built for the journey. From the power of the GMC Sierra to the versatility of the terrain, there's a GMC for every lifestyle. Take advantage of special financing and exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store and online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Michael Shively, Lou Siefker with you. 66 seconds remaining here in the first half. A whirly-bird kick taken from the 6-yard line. Here is the dynamic Hayden Kelly spinning and breaking free at the 25. Oh, you can see Norfolk Catholic. They've been able to win some football games here for his 4 years. He's a big reason why.
Yeah, Hayden Kelly was a great player for Norfolk Catholic, and know his dad pretty well. Dad said he's got a lot of offers to play, in college. He just hasn't quite made up his mind yet where he wants to go. But I think he was a very good receiver in high school and kind of has excelled as a defensive back. You mentioned had the game-sealing interception in that Shrine Bowl a week ago.
He had a full circle moment because playing for the red team, that means your practices this week were at Norfolk Catholic. And he told me, I can remember like yesterday, that first two-a-days under Coach Jeff Beller on that long grass field next to Norfolk Catholic High School. Handoff, here's Wyatt Tramp, tripped up, gets 6 yards, 53 seconds and ticking. See if the red team just lets this one continue to wind.
I imagine two-a-days with Coach Beller would be interesting. I mean, demanding coach, a great guy, but you're going to play for him. You're going to do things the right way.
I can't imagine being a freshman walking in with the type of standards that are set. You know that going in if you're going to Norfolk Catholic. Here's Reifenrath of Cedar Catholic, again trying to find his teammate Cotto along the sideline, but once more it's wide of the line he needed, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, another good effort along the sidelines, but again, just a little wide.
3rd down and 4 for the red team.
I'm sure, mentioning Coach Beller, I'm sure eventually, he'll break through and win a few games.
I was on the air for the last time he coached a loss. State title game 4 years ago.
Doesn't happen very often.
Yep.
Had one team there that didn't make the playoffs, and it felt like the end of the world around here. But things, they don't stay down very long at Norfolk Catholic, and he's certainly one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, their last loss came in the state title game when these All-Stars were freshmen.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Reifenrath.
Teal.
Penalty flag comes out. And nice catch. See if it stands. Right now, it's a great grab by Cole Hyman.
Keaton Teal got held there. He was broke through and was pressuring and got held. I didn't see which offensive lineman it was, but grabbed the back of his shirt right in front of the official.
Negates the nice play to Hymas. 16.8 here with a 35-6 score. The white team has scored every time they've touched it and set the tone from the opening kickoff, which was returned all the way by Aiden Pokop of Battle Creek.
If you want to get the momentum on your side, how about a kickoff return to start the game? You're right, Michael, that just got the white team going, and they have not looked back.
Well, it's close to hook and lateral time or something of that nature at the end of the half. 5 wide out. Reifenrath chased by Teal again. Able to complete it, but short of the first down marker. Good grab by Alex Rodriguez from O'Neill.
A timeout, I believe, by the red team here.
Timeout by the white, maybe, to
white
get the
team,
punt.
Yeah.
No, red team calls the timeout with 7 seconds. I suppose you might as well. Your play is going to take 7 seconds. Yeah. So as long as you can avoid the rush for that length of time, it will be the final play.
And from here, it's about a 78-yard field goal, so probably not going to try.
You have all-star kickers out there. They got the wind behind them, too, Lou.
Yeah, it's not very strong tonight, which you don't say very often around these parts. It seems like every time I go out to ride my bike, it's gale force winds. But tonight, pretty quiet, so not going to have a whole lot of push.
Breeze. Well, getting some shadows starting to cast out onto Memorial Field here in Norfolk. Really has become quite the comfortable evening. 8.5 seconds. The red team hoping for a miracle to give them some energy heading to the break.
Yeah, this is where you just kind of throw, whatever crazy play you've designed and practiced this week. Maybe you just run it here. You're down, 29 points. Why not? And who knows? Maybe you spring one.
They're going into the safety net defense. Safety's way deep.
And no field goal kicker, Michael, so I think they're going to go for it here.
We can only assume. Likely the final play of half number one. It's been a struggle for the Red offense. We'll wait.
Now wait. Timeout.
The White squad going to take a timeout. We'll step aside. The final play right after this.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Now we think that final play is coming. 8.5 seconds. Can the red team drain the clock and maybe find a miracle to get to the end zone?
Well, that's the one thing you don't want to do here is run a play and not run those 8.5 seconds out, because then the white team has a play. And again, they've been very efficient on the red side of the field, been able to score. So you want to make sure this play lasts at least 8.5 seconds.
Expect a rollout if possible. Oh, he's getting flushed. Reifenrath trying to keep it alive. Throws complete. Out of bounds. Half a second. Not the final play. Alex Rodriguez hauls in another. And the red squad now just has to go 54 yards to score.
Dane Schulk, number 64, one of the guys, along with Teal. And then other guys coming in there, pressuring Reifenrath there, and he's able to pick up the first down. Now maybe a Hail Mary. You're almost at midfield.
Timeout taken by the red team. Earlier today, we're telling you about how these teams are separate from each other, how it works during the week, at least in the 13th version of this All-Star game. Is really it's a 9 a.m. to 12:30 commitment. It's practice. It's not like the 8-man All-Star game or the Shrine Bowl where you stay at a dorm, or these guys go back home. So imagine you're a player from Stewart, or you're a player even from Oakland Craig. That's quite the commute every day.
Yeah.
You got to love football to be playing it in mid-June in the heat in pads.
Right.
And you got to love it if you're driving an hour and a half each way to do it. And these guys do. So it's a commitment to be a part of this game. And we hope they're seeing reward with a really fun week.
Well, that's exactly it, though. I think that's one of the big things you take away from this week is the camaraderie, getting to know guys. Sometimes you play with guys that you didn't like because they played for that other team, and then you get to know them, and they're, hey, those guys, that's a pretty cool dude. They're, the game is always the fun end of the week, but getting to know the other guys and making some new friends, that's always a real positive to these sort of games. And certainly if you live a long way away, you hope you have a relative somewhere in the area that you can stay with.
Reifenrath of Cedar Catholic heaves it. It's caught. Beautiful catch. Jamison Cotto going up to get it, but that is the end of half number one. And one of the best halves in the history of this game. The white squad dominant, and they lead it 35-6 on the Currency scoreboard.
The halftime show is proudly presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
For walks, playing with your grandkids, or participating in your favorite hobby are some of the simple joys in life that you don't think about until you can no longer do them. If you are struggling to live your life due to surgery, injury, or other conditions such as vertigo or stroke, turn to the trusted experts at Faith Regional Health Services. Our experienced physical therapists can help you get back to your active lifestyle using one-on-one care every time. Faith Regional Health Services Physical Therapy. Life rediscovered.
At TC Amish Home in Norfolk, we bring you the best in outdoor living.
And all in stock and custom ordered Amish-built, American-made Polylawn furniture is on sale.
Come see us at TC Amish Home to find the perfect lawn furniture for your home.
Quality, style, comfort. TC Amish Home, right next to Courtesy Ford and online at tcamishhome.com.
Did you know that Teammates Mentoring is the largest school-based mentoring program in the nation? But we still need your help. Over 500 students are waiting for a mentor like you. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them to reach their full potential. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Fields, farms, communities. That's Farmers' Pride. Our purpose is simple. We help farmers feed the world. We bring value to our communities by investing in what matters to people. Because we are from here, work here, and live here. We believe in cooperatives, locally owned, locally operated, and locally controlled. In the field, on your farm, in your community. That's Farmers' Pride.
NCN Sports is brought to you by See the Trainer. Don't just see anyone, see the trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Nebraska, it's time to celebrate our community heroes. Do you know a local hero who dedicates their time to make your community better? Someone who leads with a vision for a brighter tomorrow and inspires others to join? Nominate them today for the Community Hero Program, thanks to Medica. Each month, one Nebraska hero will be chosen and will get to choose a nonprofit to receive a $1,000 donation. Let's honor those who make our community shine. Community Hero, celebrating the heart of Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back here to Norfolk's Memorial Field. I'm Michael Shively. He's Lou Seifker. The white team putting on a show, my goodness, 35-6 over the red squad. Right now on the field, recognition for Lifetime Achievement Awards and Contributor Awards. And Dan McLaughlin, if you follow football in this state, you better know Dan McLaughlin. Oh, man, what a career, high school, college, etc. State championships at Broken Bow, Norfolk High, Millard West, the only coach to ever win titles, 3 different schools, 3 different classes. Then, of course, the head coach at Wayne State College. Has been an assistant at Midlands. He's an assistant at Omaha North. He can't get away from the game and very deserving of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, Coach, as you mentioned. So much success as a high school coach. I really remember him mostly from Wayne State, from the Wayne State days. Able to talk to him a few times down there, but not only a great coach, great person there that has represented football around this state very, very well.
The Outstanding Contributor Award goes to Larry Wells, a Spencer, Nebraska native. He purchased Stadium Sports in Wayne in 1996 and continues to provide service for coaches and teams with athletic apparel and equipment. In addition to that, he's officiated high school football for 32 years, high school basketball for 34 years, college basketball for 20 years. And that's not all. He's been part of the crew for this game. He's assisted with scheduling referees. That's a task for the last 15 years. Larry Wells, this year's outstanding contributor.
I see Larry doing a lot of basketball games. I always want to get on him when he misses a call, but he never does. He never misses a call. He's always, plus he's a big guy. He might, scuff me up a little bit. But I get another guy that's just been around the game for a long time and done a lot of things at a high level.
Those are the award winners here at halftime at the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Great to recognize those individuals, and an important part of putting this game on is to recognize people who give back to us. Well, we want to tell you about something else in the world of sports. You see it on your screen. That is the Kearney Sportsplex. You can see it in person there in beautiful Kearney, Nebraska, just north of the interstate exit. It is massive, and it is phenomenal. I've been in it. I've shot hoops in it. Just opened just in April, Lou, and you got to get down there. You got to check it out. 59,000 square foot hardwood gym, 66,000 square foot turf field. You have the pickleball courts. You have 300-meter track. Nothing else like it for hundreds of miles either way. Even if you're in Northeast Nebraska, if you have kids in youth sports, it's likely you're going to have a tournament. You're going to get to check out the Kearney Sportsplex.
I heard you can't go back in there. Something about a broken backboard off a slam dunk or something. I don't know. Something along those lines.
No, it's a broken rim from so many bricks.
From your jump shot?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you got to go down and see the good folks there at the Kearney Sportsplex. After this break, we're going to check your halftime highlights. If you missed any of the action involving this white squad, you're going to want to see it. We'll have that for you right after this. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic on News Channel Nebraska.
Pain can affect every aspect of your life. Chronic back, neck, nerve, and other pain can make work feel impossible, stop you from doing the activities you enjoy, and can even lead to stress and trouble sleeping. If you are dealing with pain for an extended amount of time and are struggling to do normal day-to-day tasks, turn to Dr. Balkaya or Dr. Prince at Faith Regional Physician Services to help you find relief. When you're experiencing chronic pain, finding the source of the pain is our first step. Our specialists use a wide range of diagnostic tests to determine how to control or manage your pain. You can expect us to discuss your goals, preferences, and lifestyle to create a treatment plan that uses innovative and safe techniques. You deserve to enjoy a pain-free life. Take the next step. Visit frpsclinics.org to meet our pain management specialists.
More than 80 communities across the state count on Nebraska Public Power District to power their every day. And like a dependable neighbor, we work tirelessly to make our communities a better place to live. From preparing them for economic growth, to partnering in local events, to educating tomorrow's workforce, we are charged with creating community connections that are just as trusted and reliable as the electricity we provide. NPPD, powering our state, empowering our communities.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Meeting on the field here for both sides. Taking in the What little breeze there is here in Northeast Nebraska tonight, cooling down at halftime. Take a look at your halftime highlight, or highlights. There's definitely more than one of those. Halftime highlights brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. And there's the highlight to start the game. Look at the wheels. Aiden Pokop of Battle Creek to the house.
That's how you start the ball game. Take that kickoff, and the white team has just kind of run away, like he did on the kickoff. They've run away from the red team in that first half.
That's a way to inject confidence into your team. And now the red squad trying to answer, but they went backwards on their opening possession. How about the defense of Keaton Teal? He has been an absolute monster tonight.
Yeah, he has been in the backfield all night long. He's really haunted those red quarterbacks.
Now the white team on offense, and Braylon Anderson finds his teammate Corbin Gwill in the end zone. And the Oakland-Craig connection, they're rowing the boat out there in the eastern part of the state. More from the white squad, and this time Barrett Wilkie. You think he's a bruiser? No, he can bounce it outside too, and the stiff arm, no chance on that tackle. And Wilkie in to Patert.
And not only a great football player, a great discus thrower, does everything.
The red team, though, did finally find the end zone, and they do so with Lincoln Conrad and the QB sneak. A really solid drive, leaning on the ground game of Tony Palmer and company, and the red squad at that point cut it to a 2-score game. Not for long, because there's a wide open slant route and 6 more points. Anderson able to chuck it into the arms of Jeremiah Druckenmiller for a TD. And now it's the Stanton Mustangs' turn. Enough of Oakland-Craig, right? Wilkie tosses to Becker Pullman, and the same result, end zone.
Like the theme there in those highlights is White have scored a lot of touchdowns. There's the guys that have scored those touchdowns have scored a lot of touchdowns. I mean, there are no newcomers to the end zone, and that just shows you the talent that white team has. So many weapons out there.
They spread it around well, and that's really what you want to see in an all-star game, right? You want to see everybody get a chance. And on the white team, 6 different players have had a role in a touchdown, and we've only played 24 minutes of football.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing as a coach in these settings is who are you going to play? Because there's so many good players, and when are you going to play those players? I think if you're the white team, you have a big lead. You can put everybody in. Everybody can play, and I'm sure that's going to be the case for both sides here in the second half, that everybody's going to get a chance to get in the ball game. But again, I talked with Cody Volk about that before the game. I said, how do you decide who to put in the ball game? He said, yeah, that's one of the toughest things, is everybody's good.
Yep, and you want to get everybody some time out there, and they're going to have that chance here in half number 2. That's coming your way right after this. You're watching high school football in June here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Did you know that Teammates Mentoring is the largest school-based mentoring program in the nation? But we still need your help. Over 500 students are waiting for a mentor like you. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them to reach their full potential. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Welcome back here to Norfolk. Michael Shively, Lou Siefker. Happy you could be with us, our whole cast, crew members. If you haven't noticed, Lou, we have a drone. I bet you didn't know we had that up our sleeves here for this.
Actually, I did. I talked to Aaron Beckman before the ball game.
Yep, our NCN drone set up and giving us a nice spotlight view.
He told me that NCN was going to have the drone up there, and I said, man, that is cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, you can check out some of our track highlights from the drone as well, from State Track and Field. Excellent view, and excited to have that part of our arsenal for this all-star coverage. Of course, News Channel Nebraska, not just some of the most common team sports, football, basketball, etc., State Track and Field, we do all that. We're on the air tomorrow from Valentine, Nebraska, in the heart of cattle country in Cherry County for the high school rodeo finals.
Wow.
1 o'clock is the start time for that, and I'll be tuning in. I can't wait. Our first time with the high school rodeo finals.
You know, football is a tough game. Rodeo, that's another level. Something about large, animals that trampling me is, of course I'd fall off the horse. That'd be the problem. But no, that's pretty neat. I'm going to have to tune in for that.
Yeah, I know there's a player from the White Squad that is participating. And I didn't get the name, but they were telling me at practice that he was missing practice because he had to do some rodeo preparations. But one of the white team players, and if you know which one I'm talking about, let me know, please. Find us on X at NCN Sports. Which of those white team players is it that's in the high school rodeo finals tomorrow? Got to figure that one out. White Sky trying for an angled kick there. He goes out of bounds. Well, there it is. If you missed it, NCN Sports. That's how you spell it.
Uh-huh. Such a great view. You see the baseball field there in the background and the football stadium. Again, such quality facilities here.
All right, so the red squad comes out with the football. And, the result not too much in question anymore. But, even more than the win, this game's about having fun. And here's to hoping this red squad does get something that they can be pretty proud of here in the second half.
Yeah, I think you're just going to try to, throw caution to the wind a little bit, take some chances. They were able to run the ball on that touchdown drive. We'll see if they go back to that, and they do with Palmer.
Palmer trying to find room. He doesn't need much, does he? Breaks a couple of tackles and still wheeling out of bounds. Iowa Western, they got a good one.
I got to believe that Iowa Western's licking their chops seeing this guy. Again, I think an undervalued player, had been so good, just been kind of hidden up in the northeast corner at South Sioux, but able to, again, make the Cardinals a much better team the last couple of years.
He said one of his highlights of his high school career was playing at Sioux City West. He had 540 all-purpose yards and 7 touchdowns.
Wow.
And here he is, moving the pile. Wow. The red squad coming out with some heart here in half number 2. Hard-fought 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, watch the legs churning here after contact. Just keeps going forward.
Barrett Wilkie grabbing his legs. One of the strongest guys in the state, pulling him.
That's such a hallmark of a good running back, is the ability to break tackles and have those strong legs, keep those legs churning, and keep that line moving backwards.
First down and 10 for the red team. Conrad gives its Tramp. He's been a nice change of pace there at fullback.
Yeah, he's another good football player.
Out of Crofton.
Gotta love the Warriors. That's always a team that's full of tough guys, physical football played up there in Crofton, Nebraska.
All-state team the last couple of years. Looks like he's going to play football not too far from Crofton. Mount Marty. There in the G-Pack. Oh, Palmer, punishing run. My goodness.
Yeah, that's probably the go-to here to the rest of the certainly this drive. Try to get some points on the board. You really need them. It's still a lot of time to be played, but the downside of that sort of football is you run a lot of clock and you're down 29 points. But the Red at this point just needs to score, and right now Palmer's been their best option.
2 minutes gone here in quarter number 3. 29-point deficit for the Red team. But they're nearing the red zone, moving the football in half number 2. From the right hash, it's Conrad keeping it. And upended after maybe 4 yards. Second down. It's definitely been the ground game. Barely anything positive through the air for the Red Squad today.
Yeah, I suspect that's going to stay that way this drive. I don't know that you take too many chances. You might do a play action pass at some point. But they've been able to move the ball on the ground very effectively here on this first drive of the second half.
And here's Conrad giving. Tramp lowers his head, able to get past the first wave to the second level, and just enough for a first down for the Red Squad and into the red zone. There's a look at Cody Volk from above. Tough to get above him. My goodness.
Yeah.
Packs some size there in that Pender cap.
Yeah, he's a big man. Played football at the University of Nebraska for Frank Solich. I'm going to say he was a kicker. No, he's offensive line. Offensive line, that's right.
Yep. He's getting back into the 11-man game with the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. This is Trevin Sukup, listed as a wingback on the roster, and it's Sukup out of Norfolk Catholic, the solid game.
Again, the good news is the Red team's moving the football. The bad news is that clock is ticking away very quickly here on this drive. But you can only get points, one drive at a time. So right now it's a matter of not worrying about the clock and just trying to get that ball in the end zone.
Second down and 5. No wide receivers. Handoff, Palmer. Palmer lurching forward. He gets to the 5, and it's first down and goal for the Red team. Exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of those kids or supporting that sideline. They came out, and you can tell that they're still playing with a whole lot of energy and competitive spirit here in the second half.
Yeah, no question. All these guys are competitors. The only thing I've noticed with Palmer, you better not come around the shoulder pads and try to tackle him. You got to get low because he is so strong.
First and goal here. Sukup puts his foot in the turf, turns it up, and gets to the 2. This is a fierce defensive front. Not allowed to blitz, but that 4-man rush of the White Squad has been able to apply quite a bit of pressure. This Red team getting a decent push in the second half in the run game.
Line has disrupted the passing game, but the Red team's been able to run between the tackles, especially this drive and the other scoring drive, very effectively.
Palmer finds the end zone, and a much-deserved touchdown for Tony Palmer. Penalty flag afterwards with some pushing there in the middle of the field, but it's a touchdown for the Red Squad and the running back out of South Sioux City. And bodies hit the turf. Palmer is unaware as he strums his air guitar.
Yeah, that's, sticking with your strengths on that drive there. Yeah, a lot of runs and a lot of Tony Palmer handling the football.
White team guilty of the personal foul. They'll enforce that. Are they going to take it here for the 2-point conversion or on the kickoff? A personal foul. They're going to take it now so that football's placed at the 1, and the Red will go for 2. Try to make it a 21-point game, and you could say it's not over.
Yeah, that's very true. There's still a lot of football to be played.
Palmer, he reaches the football across the goal line. That was well played by the Whites defensive front, but Palmer able to reach the football over and add 2 more to the scoreboard for the red team. Exactly what they needed to do to open up the second half. Touchdown on the ground for Palmer and add the 2-point conversion on top of it. It's a 21-point game on the Currency scoreboard.
Got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
There are many details that can set your dream apart from anyone else's. But what sets the banks you are considering apart from each other? At Madison County Bank, what sets us apart from other lenders is flexibility. We offer a wide variety of loans, and we pride ourselves on providing lending options for commercial, residential, agriculture, and even unique properties that make your dreams a reality. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
Okay, red team set to get the kickoff here, and might need to dig into the rule book for this one.
That's right. They, I think it's, however far behind it is it like 21 or more or something like that? So if like the red team scored, then they get the football back.
Yeah, they'll take it. No complaints if you're wearing red. Return here from about the 10, and a burst of speed. Oh, what a tackle. Trevin Sukup tried to put a move on Aiden Pochop. Aiden Pochop of Battle Creek is the special teams MVP. I believe there's just an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP in this game, but there's no question who the special teams MVP is. It's Pochop.
And we've seen it so many times in football. It's when guys make plays on the special teams. That can be the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah, you can tell Aiden, he's a 2-year letter winner in track. You've seen his speed. He took a kickoff to the house against Malcolm that tied the game. Battle Creek, Malcolm was a top 10 matchup this year. He's thinking he might become a sports medicine physical therapist.
There you go. That was another play there that he made where he's kind of off balance. It didn't look like he was going to be able to make that tackle and was still able to get the man down. So great special teams play, whether it's kicking off or taking the kickoff by
Conrad wants to throw, has a completion, and a first down. Haven't had a lot of that here tonight, but it's Braden McCorkindale with the reception and moving the chains.
The red team going to sneak that in there, try to keep that defense honest a little bit, so they can't just load up and against the run.
Red squad with some momentum. They're trying to keep it rolling. Dave Stoddard looking around on the sideline, gesturing, trying to figure some stuff out. It's the first time they've really had some pressure on him in this contest. Sukup. And there's a player down grabbing at his knee, and you don't like to see that. It's Christian Rogers, 6'2", 320-pounder for the White squad.
Or he's already had one player that went out with what appeared to be a knee injury, or at least a lower leg injury.
And that was Andrew Cush of Archangels. Yep. He is currently on crutches on the White sideline. And now it's Christian Rogers of Neely Oakdale. He's looking to play some college football. Go south to Hastings College. Play for a good coaching staff there, the Broncos. First half was all-white squad. Red team trying to make a little push in the third quarter. We'll pick things up here in just a moment. You're watching the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic.
Command the road in your new vehicle from Woodhouse GMC. No matter where you're headed, we've got a ride built for the journey. From the power of the GMC Sierra to the versatility of the terrain, there's a GMC for every lifestyle. Take advantage of special financing and exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store and online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
I'm getting helped off the field. Christian Rogers gets to the sideline, hoping that he's going to be okay here in the long run. Gets to Hastings College, be productive. Play for head coach Matt Franzen, pointing that program in the right direction. Former Doane head coach and AD. You know who's the line coach now at Hastings College? It's Jeff Tomlin, the legendary head coach at Grand Island Senior High, one of the best in the state. He retired from high school, but he's coaching the line for Hastings College, and he'll be coaching Christian Rogers here in the future.
So just for clarity, the rule is if you're 17 points or more behind, after you score, then you get the kickoff back. So down 21, they got the kickoff, didn't get the ball back. So it's 17 points is the delineator as to when you get the football back after a score.
Well, for the white squad, they were maybe thinking about some records after that phenomenal first half performance. Might still be within reach. Here's Conrad handing off. Palmer thought about left, then went to the right and gets another first down. As some of those other rules we've touched on, you have to have 4 down linemen. You have to have 3 linebackers. There's no blitzing. The linebackers must be at least a few yards off of the line of scrimmage. So that makes a lot of those short yardage plays work well. We've seen some QB sneaks tonight, and it's tough to stop those when your linebackers have to be 3 yards off the football.
Right. You can't stunt. You can't. You got to play straight up. So it's a base defense that you have to run. So that does give some advantages to that offense.
That might have been a broken play there. Conrad keeps it, sprints to the outside, gets a yard out of it, moves into white territory with under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. His team down 3 touchdowns. Now, if you're wondering, the most points scored by one team, 49 in this game back in 2016. Still huddling. I don't know if the no-huddle offense was installed during really the 4 days of practice you got.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to put everything in that you want to put in that short amount of time.
Another run play. And another pretty good gain, setting up 3rd down and short for the Red Squad. Coach Volk, he was an assistant 3 years ago. It was actually Coach Stoddard who was an assistant in 2016. And my guess is he was on that white team that had 49. He was the assistant coach for Tom Olson, a former Norfolk head coach. 2016.
Been here for all but one of these games, and it tends to run together.
Right.
What year? But I do remember that red team putting on 49 points.
Conrad with the hard count, hands off, it's Palmer. He's tripped up and dives forward. It'll be right near the marker. One of the first times he got stymied at the line of scrimmage, and it depends on the spot. It looks like it's good enough. It is, and the drive continues. for the team in red with 3:22 remaining in the third quarter on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard. The time becoming a factor in an effort of a 21-point comeback.
Yeah, that's again the downside. They've had the ball the entire quarter here basically, and but able to move the ball, but doing it so on the ground has really chewed up a lot of clock.
If you cut it to a 2-score game going to the fourth quarter, if you're the red team, you're totally in this.
That's exactly what you would tell your team. Let's take this into the fourth quarter with a chance.
Here's Conrad with the option. Late pitch. Oh, a dangerous one. And Palmer able to pick it out of the air. But right at that moment, Jackson Metler of Battle Creek wraps him up, spins him, throws him down. And that's about a 6-yard loss, 2nd and 16.
If there's one thing Battle Creek guys do well, and that's play defense. Metler, that was a wild pitch. And Metler had the advantage because Palmer's back was turned. And I'd say you want to jump on his back right there. Don't even give him a chance to turn. That's a big play defensively there by Jackson Metler.
The Battle Creek Braves, Coach Andrew Carlson, always has his squad competing well in the postseason. And in this case, some players competing well in June. 3 penalty flags. They caught a false start. And when you're thinking about comeback, those negative plays really limit you.
Yeah, you just had one on that Metler tackle, and now you're going backwards even farther. And their bread and butter has been the power run game. Well, now it's 2nd and 21. That kind of takes you, changes your options a little bit with that long yardage situation.
2nd and 21 with 2:03 left here in the third. 3-touchdown lead to open the game for the White Squad. They've been in control since. Tramp right up the gut. Get a good piece of that back. But pushed back, and after he was stood up at the 45. So 5 yards is all. 3rd and 16.
At 3rd and long, you figure, down 21. This is 4-down territory, especially in the white end of the field.
White Squad players are starting to throw around a bit. It's actually been a long time since their offense was out there on the field.
Yeah, they could have went and got a sandwich this quarter. Didn't really get out there at all.
And could go this entire third quarter without touching it on offense. Conrad with 5 wide. Passing game has been a struggle. Can they find it when they need it most? Conrad steps up, moves to the left, throws off his back foot into traffic, and it's incomplete. Had 2 targets in the area. Cotto, also Andrew Haberman. But Becker Pullman and company for the white team able to knock it away.
It usually means somebody ran the wrong route when you've got that many people bunched up there.
Pullman nearly came down with that ball.
Had a lot of white defenders right there, so very dangerous pass, but Red gets another chance here at 4th and 15. Only 58 seconds to go before the end of the third quarter.
Conrad against 4-man rush. Throws over the middle late. It's caught, but that's not good enough for a first down. Haberman hauls it in out of Why Not, a 5'11", 160-pounder. And a turnover on downs. The white team defense gets the ball to their offense for the first time. And we've played 11 minutes of football here in the third quarter.
You get a whole 51 seconds here, guys, in the third quarter. See what you can do with that.
Well, they can probably do a lot.
Yeah, it's a good offensive team. No question.
Well, this team has moved the football. Man, that looks like an all-star unit out there.
Yeah.
Studs.
Like to take this entire offensive unit to college with you, wouldn't you?
You would. Anderson hands off on the stretch play. Some speed displayed. There goes Jackson Vincent. He's to the sideline and dragging a defender for some extra. First time we've called the Osmond Tigers name, and he flashes for a big run. I said Vincent, pardon me. That was Jack Molt. I read the red team.
Yeah, that
Jack
happens.
Molt, we've called his name. We've seen him run and showed off his speed once more.
The Riverside superstar
Charger
out there. Yeah, Charger, that's right.
He has a huge fan section. They have his photo on the back of their shirt in front of us wearing blue. Quick pass right side. Gets a good block. Sam Cheatham of Summerland stopped by Nemitz of West Holt. And gets it to the 26. That's a gain of 7 with 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
It's a pretty cool thing for Jack Molt having all those shirts down there.
Mm-hmm.
When I played, my family showed up with bags on their head.
Yeah. Well, you weren't playing in the All-Star game.
That's very true.
Handoff. Wilkie. Patient run. And a first down run to the 22.
4.3 seconds. The clock stops for the first down, but White's going to go into the fourth quarter with a 3-touchdown lead.
Red team has to just be hoping for a turnover of some kind. They'll be punching at the football. Well, the red team had some positive action there in the third to build some confidence and some pride. But we go to the fourth with the white team in complete control in the 13th annual Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Well, you can see all of Norfolk there.
Wow.
Everything the sun touches. Northeast Nebraska.
That is a great shot.
Love that view of this Madison County community. You know, and that's what this game's really about, too, is celebrating the communities. You can see the great one here in Norfolk and all these folks who traveled from Northeast Nebraska. I asked the coaches, you know, why is the football talent always so good in this part of the state? And, you know, they said we have a lot of really good communities made up of great families, and they feed these quality programs, and it's an expectation and a standard that this region of the state, you're going to play some good football, and boy, do they.
And I think kids really tend to excel when mom, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents are really invested into what they're doing. It just makes you want to, you know, aside from just what you want to do with your teammates and coaches, but when your family is supporting you, that gives you that extra oomph.
Handoff, Anderson to Molt, and boy, does he have some wheels. If you didn't know about Jack Molt, I was among those. Now you do.
Yeah.
He has some jets, but there is a penalty flag at the 24. This likely to be moving backwards. Oh, we'll see. Yes. It's a hold.
Yep.
And Lou, I got to talk to a couple of guys, went to practice for each squad this week, and they all brought up, you know, it does mean something. You get to wear your high school's helmet the final time. You know, if it's Becker Pullman of Stanton saying, you know, this town, they donated so much of their time to our football program, you know, finances as well, and just support to help him and his teammates accomplish things. He felt a true sense of gratitude about it. He's happy to wear that Stanton helmet. Anderson pumps, and gets maybe a couple of yards back.
Oh, I'd say that's a good decision, too, by Anderson not to force anything. Just pick up some yards and live here for second down now. But, yeah, it's a big deal, certainly for any of these guys. But when you've been on a successful program like Stanton, like Norfolk Catholic, Cedar Catholic, Battle Creek, a lot of these teams, you can go on and on. It means something extra just to wear that again. And knowing, it's a little bittersweet knowing that it's the last time.
And some of these guys, it won't be the last time. There is one more All-Star game. Here's Anderson in the pocket throwing, and it's just short. Incomplete. Boy, we haven't seen too many of those throws drop down to the ground. It was Isaac Maxwell on the route. The 8-man football All-Star game is next Saturday. So those Stanton boys, Wilkie and Pullman, and I'm sure, I don't know off the top of my head, but many of the other 8-man players in this game, they will be suiting up next week at Hastings College for the 8-man All-Star game. Sertoma All-Star game. They'll spend the whole week at the dorms at CCC Hastings practicing. Fun game. I called it on the radio last year. It's always a blast. Anderson goes deep. He has Gwill, and another catch, this time inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. That's 25 yards for the Oakland Craig teammates.
Well, great throw by Anderson, and Grill just finds ways to get open. He just finds the space in the defense there, but Anderson put that one right where it had to be. That's a tough throw across the field. But look at that, right in his hands. Grill with the sure catch almost scores another touchdown here for the white team.
Man, Wayne State College might be the biggest winner of the day. Yeah, they're getting a dude at QB.
First to go white team from the 2-yard line.
Under center, Anderson gets a push and gets a touchdown on the ground.
Quarterback keeper.
The keeper makes it 41-14. Oh, it wasn't Anderson, excuse me, it was Wilkie. That's his second touchdown on the ground. The Stanton Mustang feeling his way into the end zone. Yeah, and he's running right behind a fellow Mustang.
Talk about a guy that knows about putting the ball in the end zone. One of the best 8-man players I think I've seen since I've been calling games.
Garrett Hansen was the center, clearing the way, 6-foot, 210-pounder out of Stanton. And Fundis boots it on through. He's been on point today as well. And the white squad has scored every time they've touched the football. They lead 42-14 with 11.5 to go in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic.
Looking for expert general contracting? Ashoff Construction of Osmond has you covered. Whether it's agricultural storage, commercial office spaces, retail warehouses, or concrete work, they do it all. Their AGI Sentinel buildings are built to protect your crops and assets, and their skilled team manages everything from design to completion. Get a free estimate today. Call Scott or Dylan at 402-748-3551 or visit ashoffconstruction.com.
My name is AJ Spanel. I'm an internal medicine physician working for Yankton Medical Clinic. Any adult over the age of 18 could see an internist as their primary care physician. And this could range from someone with really no medical conditions and otherwise healthy who's never seen a doctor, or someone who's got a lot of chronic medical conditions that they're struggling with. And our goal is to not only prevent complications from your disease and help patients gain control over any problems that they may be having. And that's something that brings me a lot of joy.
Michael Shively, Lou Siefker with you. Connor Luby and our crew. Thanks to them. Hope they've been staying hydrated out there. Sun is setting and some relief, a little bit cooler there on this beautiful turf field. How about this white squad putting on a show today? The all-star team to beat all all-star teams.
Yeah, this is a very impressive group.
Kelly, he's sprinting now. got a full head of steam, ran through a defender, and still pushing forward, gets to the 32. That's maybe what I've been most impressed with on both sides. You know, an all-star game, if this were the Pro Bowl, they'd go down at first contact every time. These guys are not fighting for every inch. They only know the one way to do it, full speed.
That's exactly how you play the game, is the way these guys play it. And, you know, I won't go into anything about being paid to play, but these guys play for the right reasons, and they're playing at such a high level. Even even the red team, that even though they're behind, this is an impressive group of football players, really on both sides of the ball.
Conrad. Oh, that was not how you drew it up, but it worked out. Trevin Sukup able to get something positive there. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, probably not the way they wanted to run that play, but.
No, what a bizarre feeling for these Norfolk Catholic players. And assuming they weren't contributing largely as freshmen, they have never experienced a loss in competitive football as high schoolers. You know, the last 3 years is really when they're contributing.
Yeah, that's certainly losing in this game in the Norfolk field.
Here's Tramp, burst of speed. The fullback right up the middle, and he got a seam to the 40. A gain of 27.
Another excellent pickup on the ground. If you're the red team, you'd like to start this game over and just kind of just churn it out on the ground, because they've had a lot of success on the ground against this white defense.
Yeah, they decided, or not decided, but went to the air on their first drive. Early the game started with that kickoff return for a touchdown, and then it was a couple of sacks on the opening possession that set the red team back and didn't really get a chance to establish their style of play. They've done so in the second half, controlled the clock, moved the football decently well, but too little too late.
It's tough if you're a running team and you're in the blink of an eye, you're down 21-0 to continue that style of football. But
9 yards for the Crofton Warrior. What a cool football field. I don't know if you've done a game up there, Lou, but
yes,
excellent.
Very
Palmer busted outside and wins the foot race, cuts it upfield, stays on his feet. Moving the chains, and a gain of about 10. Impressive run inside of the 20. You got to walk in through the trees to get to the field there at Crofton. Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool places, and that's certainly one of them. That's one of the fun things about covering sports, and certainly football. It's just the Americana that you see in these different places, these small communities.
Conrad runs into Sukup. Doesn't matter again. Look at him go. Jitterbug inside the 5. 15 yards on a little misdirection, whether it was intentional or not.
Sukup looks like he's playing for Norfolk Catholic. Not only the run, but the uniform there, the red shirt. And
we'll have 1st and goal from the 3. Trying to get their second touchdown of the half.
And assuming they score here, they'll get the football back with that 17-point rule.
Handoff. And fighting for the goal line, in for the score, Braden McCorkindale out of Allen. Touchdown, red team.
Well, still a flicker of hope for the red team. It's a good, tough run there, dragging guys into the end zone.
Yeah, ran into Gabriel Stock, Keaton Teal. Generally, when Teal's got his hands on somebody today, it's been going backwards. That time, McCorkindale able to ride him into the end zone. Conrad hands off, and a nice run. Cole Hymas puts his foot in the ground, cuts it right up in for 2 points. 20-point ball game. 9:15 left on the Faith Regional Physician Services scoreboard.
NCN Sports is brought to you by See the Trainer. Don't just see anyone, see the trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
My name is Nicole Backey, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. A person should choose to bank here because it's a local, friendly bank. It's easier for us to help you. You can stop in and visit with us, whereas a bigger bank, you might have to go to a bigger city to get help, or you have to sit on hold. Here you can drop in and we'll be willing to help you at any time. Elkhorn Valley Bank. Great for you, great for your community.
Michael Shively, Lou Siefker with you. Glad you could be with us tonight for this Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Wherever you're watching us, man, I love these All-Star games because we get to stream them too. You can always stream our high school football games. They're just behind the NFHS network subscription. But here in these non-affiliated games, we get to stream it. So if you're watching on TV right now but walk away from the tube, just pull it up on your phone. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on our YouTube channel, News Channel Nebraska on YouTube, NCN Sports, NCN, US 92, 94 Rock. We're everywhere online.
You know, if you're driving, you probably don't want to do that.
No, but your passenger can. Your front seat driver could be doing that. Say, pull over. We need to see the replay.
I never, watch my phone when I'm driving because I'm afraid I'm going to drop my sandwich or spill my soda,
Important lessons of the road from Lou Siefker. Hayden Kelly picking his way forward. Of course, you can watch tomorrow. We'll be streaming the high school rodeo finals. You can watch it NCN TV as well, 1 o'clock. Expected to last maybe until 4. High school rodeo finals live from Valentine.
1 o'clock. I gotta write that down. I gotta watch some of that.
Scott Posey on the call. Speaking of Northeast Nebraska legends, he'll be there. Of course, know him from KBRX Radio in O'Neill. Red team, they've been pounding the rock. And that's what they've leaned on to pull back into this game, but going to need some big plays if they really want to make it close in the final score. Handoff. And another nice carry for Cole Hymas, who's starting to get a little bit more time out of Hartington Newcastle. Well, this will test the conditioning. That red offense. You guys that haven't played football since October in some cases. And here they are in June getting asked to go out there even after you just finished a drive.
Let's cool down some, but
there's a big run for Tramp again. He gets to the second level once more. And they're churning out first downs as the Red Squad. They want to keep it going.
A good hole up front that time. Tramp knows what to do with that.
Stick around after this game, folks. We have offensive and defensive MVPs who get to talk to Lou. Player of the game sponsored by Heritage at Fountain Point.
It's usually everybody's dream.
Yes, well, I always said that. Yeah. Pistol formation. 8 minutes to play. Conrad has been the second half QB. The Husky. Tosses. Oh, how about that defensive stop? Good job patrolling the perimeter that time for Grayson Briggs. Briggs out of Bancroft, Rosalie with the play.
Michael, you did a great job interpreting my chicken scratch there.
Yeah, that was the pause. The behind-the-scenes look was me reading Lou's handwriting. Yeah,
so the temperature's gone down a little bit. Still kind of muggy. It was. I looked at the halftime. It was still 84 or 82. Felt like 84. But the one thing is good. We have not seen any cramps yet to this point.
Handoff, Palmer. He's going to work. Oh, he's a load to bring down. Eventually, Stock able to get him to the turf, but after another 7 yards.
I mentioned going to Iowa Western. It depends on how he does there. I could see him getting some pretty high level offers.
Yeah. Well, no doubt those Division II schools in this state are looking at him, and maybe, you could see some South Dakota State. I'm not going to claim that I'm a football scout, but if you're impressing like you are in the Shrine Bowl last week and this game this week, you can play ball. Hymas, confident runner, shifting his weight from foot to foot, plunges up to the 36. Got to credit that offensive line for the red team. Saw Brendan Flood out there of Norfolk Catholic. He gets a special shout out because he's a News Channel Nebraska intern.
Aha.
I said we need to mic him up for this. Part of his internship. We'd pay him an hourly wage if he wore a microphone out there, but we couldn't find a way to keep our mic safe.
Darn.
Yeah. Going to Notre Dame. Congratulations to Brendan. Palmer shifts the football from the left hand to the right, changes direction, and continues to put on a show here at Memorial Field in Norfolk.
I really like this running game. We've said it before. Guys up front doing a great job pushing back that defense in the running game, and with the quality running backs behind them, very powerful running unit. But again, it's falling behind early really hurt this red team.
And long drives, punishing drives if you're a defender. Conrad's trying to make something out of the drop snap, and he does. Finds his way out of bounds as well. The red zone, and that sets up second down. Three timeouts left for either side. But if you score here, if you're the red team, you are going to be required to punt it, or rather to kick it away. That you get the ball back automatically rule will cease and cut it to that two-score game.
You figure if they score here, they will. Now, if it's a field goal, it'd still be 17, so they would get it back.
True. I don't know if they're going for a field goal.
Probably not.
Handoff, Sukup. Sukup, first and goal. He didn't get a whole lot of action in the first half, but in the second half, he's impressed. And one of Norfolk Catholic's finest gets another 10-yard gash.
Yeah, a great senior season for the Knights, did Sukup.
State champions. Knocking off Bishop Neumann. Man, I wish we could round up and say Connor Booth of Bishop Neumann was in Northeast Nebraska. Could we just give Wahoo the benefit of the doubt so we could see him in this game?
Yeah, he's a special talent.
Future Husker. Ooh, there's a nice stick. Guess who? Barrett Wilkie. Mentioned his name repeatedly, and this time on defense. Coming in with a hit. It might have been Pullman, pardon me. I think I misread that one was as a 4. It was Pullman. No, it was Wilkie. He just ran to the sideline in a hurry.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same guy, I think. They play the same way. Both so productive.
Second down and goal. Lincoln Conrad loses the football. He has it bounce off of his helmet, and it's recovered by the white team.
Guess who?
Disaster strikes, and it's Keaton Teal who recovers it.
Well, Keaton Teal has had a game. They really, I think one of the reasons they went away from the passing game is they couldn't keep Teal out of the backfield. And they've neutralized him with the running game, but now he makes a gigantic fumble recovery, which really ices this game for the white team.
Oh, an errant snap, and it bounced off of about every part of the equipment that it could on two different players and eventually escaped the diving grasp of quarterback Lincoln Conrad. How about Keaton Teal of Summerland? Clearwater Orchard Ewing forming the Bobcats of Summerland, and Teal putting on a great display on defense.
That's a great facility there, too, at Summerland for the gym and as well as the football field.
Handoff. And a good run. Jack Molt. We have some excellent top plays to show you after this. You'll want to see that highlight reel, and that's thanks to Currency. And also thanks to Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Going to see a lot of that white offense from the first half. They didn't get a chance to show what they can do too much this half. This is just their second drive.
Yeah, 35 points at halftime. They just haven't had the ball.
But if they scored a touchdown and got the extra point here, they would tie the most points scored by a team in the 13 years of this contest.
So if they get a touchdown, you go for two. You break that record.
Why not? Oh, a double handoff, and it's Pullman with the football. He's leaping. He's driving the feet forward to the 36. 14 yards. Some fun design there for the White Squad.
See, like I said, Wilkie, Pullman, Wilkie, same guy. They're so good. That double handoff, you see that very similar in that that tight formation that Stanton runs.
It's Jackson Metler at quarterback. We've called his name a handful of times out of Battle Creek. Now he's taking snaps. Braylon Anderson likely done for the day. What a day it was. Here's Metler. And he's shut down on second down. Be second and maybe three. Make that third and 3 coming up for the White Squad. Oh, the recipe has been put Wilkie under center on these short yardage situations, and he can either toss it to Pullman or keep it himself.
Yeah, both good options.
The referee gesturing at the white team sideline. Oh, we have an equipment situation maybe for Metler. And he's off to the sideline. Yeah, he's shaken up a bit. So Metler to the bench and Wilkie under center.
I think I got his bell rung just a little bit out there.
It is a toss to Pullman. And the Mustang pair keep on galloping in Northeast Nebraska.
All care for the white team, number 1, Becker Pullman.
Brother Sutton was a fine football player. Enjoyed getting to see him on the football field again at the college level this past season. Plays for Chadron State. Becker following his footsteps. And another stoppage here with 2:26 to go. I think it was a clock situation. And now we'll go at it again with Wilkie. Toss play. Oh, those pads are popping. These guys only know to play to the whistle and play to that final whistle.
That's why these guys are all-stars. That's what you want out of a great player, is that motor that doesn't quit till the whistle blows.
Isaac Maxwell with the carry. Oh, we haven't called out the name of every lineman out there, but they often get overlooked, and both sides have had some absolute highlights along the offensive and defensive lines, creating some big plays, and those guys as much all-stars as we mentioned Anderson's name a lot, but the line great today for the White Squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Breaking loose and almost staying in bounds was Aiden Pokop, who's had himself an all-star classic.
25, Joseph Munoz.
The offense just moving right along, and Pokop, the guy that got this thing going for the White team with that kickoff return, gets a nice gain. See if White tries to take a shot here at the end zone.
They'll give it to Pokop. This time he can't find the edge. He's beat to the spot by Owen Kneifel. Knifing in to bring him down for a 3-yard loss. And in an alternate universe, Lou, where Pokop fair catches that opening kickoff, we could have a very different game.
That's true. That's very true. That the first couple, the kickoff return, and then the first possession that the Red had, where they had the sacks, it was that quickly they were in a hole and just never able to completely dig themselves out.
Final couple of snaps here, and Anderson does return for that. He gives. And Wilkie stuffed. Tackle made. Hayden Paper from the Red Squad. So Paper. He's at a Pender. By the way, the guys, they become good friends in short time in this week, and he drew the nickname Big Country. And he makes a big play at the end of this contest. But it's a game that belongs to the White Squad. And what a show they put on. 35 first half points, and they win it by a final of 42-22. A terrific showing by the White team. The Red team, proud of their efforts and their push in the second half. And another strong Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Our broadcast is not through yet, folks. We are going to have interviews with your offensive and defensive MVPs and the winning coach. That's all coming up, plus your top plays when we return to Memorial Field in Norfolk on News Channel Nebraska.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
So I was a former smoker. My breathing got really bad. My family finally insisted I go to a pulmonologist. And that's when they did tests and diagnosed me with COPD and asthma. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to breathe. And they helped me tremendously. They've helped me get my lung function back. With the help of Faith Regional, I've become a lung hero.
Command the road in your new vehicle from Woodhouse GMC. No matter where you're headed, we've got a ride built for the journey. From the power of the GMC Sierra to the versatility of the terrain, there's a GMC for every lifestyle. Take advantage of special financing and exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store and online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
For walks, playing with your grandkids, or participating in your favorite hobby are some of the simple joys in life that you don't think about until you can no longer do them. If you are struggling to live your life due to surgery, injury, or other conditions such as vertigo or stroke, turn to the trusted experts at Faith Regional Health Services. Our experienced physical therapists can help you get back to your active lifestyle using one-on-one care every time. Faith Regional Health Services Physical Therapy. Life rediscovered.
At TC Amish Home in Norfolk, we bring you the best in outdoor living.
And all in stock and custom ordered Amish-built, American-made Polylawn furniture is on sale.
Come see us at TC Amish Home to find the perfect lawn furniture for your home.
Quality, style, comfort. TC Amish Home, right next to Courtesy Ford and online at tcamishhome.com.
Did you know that Teammates Mentoring is the largest school-based mentoring program in the nation? But we still need your help. Over 500 students are waiting for a mentor like you. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them to reach their full potential. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Just handed out the awards. We'll let you know who won what in just a moment. But right now it's time for your top plays here at the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Those top plays are brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Also brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there is a difference. The 13th annual Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic. Beautiful night in Norfolk here at Memorial Field. Great crowd on hand, and I hope you got here early because the fireworks start right away. It's Aiden Pokop of Battle Creek for the White Squad taking the opening kickoff to the house. And the former Brave puts up one finger. And a confident beginning for the team in white. They're celebrating. They have momentum. And they have the football after getting a stop. And it's Braylon Anderson of Oakland Craig putting the ball perfectly on the money with his high school teammate Corbin Gwill. And it's promptly a 2-score lead, and luckily for the white team, they did practice their celebrations. They're rowing the boat in the first quarter, and they row it on to a 3rd score in a row. Barrett Wilkie, you think he's a bruiser? He busts it to the outside, applies the stiff arm, and finds the end zone. The Stanton Mustang makes it a 3-score lead, and we haven't even played 6 minutes. The red team, they're wanting to stay in it, and quarterback sneak helps them to do so. Lincoln Conrad, the 6'5" QB out of West Holt, sneaks on in for the score. But that was the only score of the first half for the red team. It wasn't for the white team. How about that quick slant route? Jeremiah Drunkenmiller. He's another Oakland Craig Knight. That's the Oakland Craig connection with Braylon Anderson, the QB. He's going to Wayne State to play his college football, is Anderson. Here's the Stanton connection. Wilkie takes the snap, tosses it to Becker Pullman, and Becker Pullman follows his blockers in for the touchdown. Second half action, and the Red Squad gives it to Tony Palmer. He's one of the best in Nebraska out of South Sioux City. Top 3 in the state in Class A in rushing, and he was dominant when he got the football here tonight. But he didn't get it enough because the white team kept scoring and scoring and scoring. Every time they touched the ball, except for their final possession when the clock expired, they scored. That time it's Wilkie taking it from the QB spot. A final touchdown does go in for the red team, Braden McCorkindale. And there's 6 points for the red team, but this was a dominant effort. 35 first half points, and the white team coast to a 42-22 victory over the Red Squad, and they are Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic champions. Well, an exciting game, a fun game, and some terrific talent on the field. We're going to talk to some of those guys right after this. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Fields, farms, communities. That's Farmers Pride. Our purpose is simple. We help farmers feed the world. We bring value to our communities by investing in what matters to people. Because we are from here, work here, and live here. We believe in cooperatives, locally owned, locally operated, and locally controlled. In the field, on your farm, in your community. That's Farmers Pride.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Well, what a ball game tonight. The white team gets the win here in the Northeast Nebraska All-Star game by a count of 42-22 over the red team. Joined now by white head coach and also Stanton head coach Dave Stoddard. And we're talking on the way over here, Coach. First of all, you guys had so many weapons offensively. Is it tough to coach that much talent and figure out how to get the ball to everybody?
You know, I credit Coach Anderson for putting those guys in a great place. He's got such a great offense where you can take so many skill guys, and then we kind of know the answers to what way that he puts them in position to have success. In the game that Braylon had in the checks and decisions he makes at the line of scrimmage, it was really neat to see.
And defensively, especially you started the game. Let's start with the special teams with the kickoff return by Pokop, and then defensively you took over. It really got them in a hole early. How big was that?
Yeah, that was huge momentum. We had two with Pokop and Molt back. You get two guys that can hit a home run anytime, and we had great blocking. Credit him for a great return. Got a defensive stop, and then they kind of stayed in between the tight ends the rest of the game and made it difficult on us. But that momentum was huge, and it carried us throughout the game.
I think they went away from the passing game because you had so much pressure, but they actually were able to run the ball very well. Palmer had a great game. You're talking also on the way over here. What was some of the issues of trying to slow that running game down?
Well, some of the stuff they're doing with the inside trap and power, we just got to get hands on. But with a couple gaps open with how we have to line up, that's tough to stop. But credit Palmer, Tramp, and I think Shokup was another one. They just had tremendous running backs and a really great push up front.
We had a great senior class at Stanton. You get to coach those guys one more time. What did that mean to you?
That means everything. Let's have another game with Barrett, Becker, Jordan, and Garrett. They did it. They prepared so well, for 4 years and just continued into this. So to see them have the games they had, it was great to see. I'm proud of them.
Complain about the PA announcer?
Yeah, I told him they need to limit some of his comments. So he followed me here today too. But he did a great job as well.
In case you don't know, it's the brother. It's Dave Stoddard's brother up there making making comments. So, Coach, hey, congratulations on a big win and a fun week here with the guys.
It's a great week. You know, it's an honor to be a part of this game, and I thank the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Board for this. And you know, credit to the kids. This was their success, and just a lot of fun, great week overall.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, Coach. And looks like everybody's kind of tied up for the moment. Let me ask you one more question real quick while we're standing here. You had such a great year, a couple years with Stanton, won a state championship and runner-up. How does that look coming back next year for the Stanton Mustang?
Yeah, we've got a lot of potential. A lot of guys that were it's their opportunity, their year. You know, guys like Gatlin Davison up front and Josh Arns, they're 3-year starters. And then Hunter Robinette, we have a quarterback. We have some guys that are ready to step in and keep things going. They're off to a great start this summer in the weight room and open field. So we expect to have a very competitive team this fall.
Awesome, Coach. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for your coverage tonight. I appreciate it.
Real quick, we'll go over the red team. The most valuable teammate for the red team was Tony Parker from South Sioux City. The defensive player of the game for the red team was Hayden Kelly of Norfolk Catholic. And then Tony Palmer, surprise, surprise, was the offensive player of the game for the red team. For the white team, Barrett Wilkie was the most valuable teammate, a young man from Stanton that we just talked about. And now we'll go ahead and get the offensive player of the game, which is Mr. Braylon Anderson. Braylon, talk about going into this All-Star game, and how hard is it to prepare and get things ready? It looked like it didn't take you guys very long at all because you're very good offensively, but you only have a few days to really get that offense in check.
Yeah, well, it helped that my dad was calling the plays, and we ran Oakland's offense all last year. We brought 3 of our wide receivers, and then the 2 kids from Summerlin who picked up on the combinations real well, and we were really efficient, and I felt like we could have scored every time we were out there.
Yeah, well, I think you did, actually. Talk about those weapons offensively. You mentioned the Oakland Craig guys, but you had so many receivers, so many guys to throw to. That makes it easy for you, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure, but it's not just them. The linemen, they give me enough time to throw up front. The running backs, they set up our pass game really well, and the receivers, they make my job really easy and just go up and make the plays, and yeah.
How good was that offensive line? You just mentioned them. They really protected you well.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I had enough time to see the field, go through all my reads, and just deliver the ball where it needed.
So off to Wayne State next year. They lost a 4-year starter. You think it maybe may get in the field next year?
Maybe not. I think I'm going to redshirt next year, but I'm looking forward to next year though.
Well, absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing you at Wayne State. Braylon, congratulations. Let me ask you one more question. What was it like playing with Dad for the last time?
Well, it was special, especially since he was calling the offense. I mean, we've been over all these schemes. It felt like forever, and I'll definitely miss it.
Well, Braylon, again, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on being the offensive player of the game.
Hey, thank you.
That's Braylon Anderson from Oakland Craig. Let's get Keaton Teal in here from Summerlin. Keaton, I see your legs bleeding. I mean, that's a football player right there. Legs bleeding. You're all beat up. But what a ball game. You're in the backfield more, I think, than their backs were. What was going on there?
Just getting off the ball hard. Coaches all week we had high intensity. Just getting off the ball how we're supposed to and flying around, having some fun.
What was it like, the being with these guys, a bunch of new guys, make some new friends, learn, maybe some guys that you played against that aren't such bad guys after all. What was this week like?
No, it was awesome. We come in on Monday and we're looking around, and I mean, some kids that we've never seen before, and instantly it was like family. It was a brotherhood. We had kids, if they were doing something wrong, they were instantly trying to step up and help them out, try to help them out if they were doing something wrong. But it's truly something. I mean, if you look at our helmets, we all are sharing decals and stuff. It just shows truly a family. It was awesome.
You had the big play there at the end of the ball game. Got the fumble recovery. That a bad snap. What did you see on that play? How were you able to get in there and get that fumble?
I seen the ball floating around back there, so I was just going as hard as I could. I'm a little ashamed I didn't try to scoop and score it, but coaches always say play it safe and get on the ball, so that's what I did, but just flying around.
We wanted you to scoop and score. That's good TV.
Yeah, I know, and I should have, but it's all right. All the guys on the sideline were telling me the same thing too.
What's next for Keaton Teal?
I'm going to go to Wayne. I'm going to major in accounting. I'm not playing football or anything, but yep.
Well, congratulations. Good luck at Wayne State, and thanks for joining us. And you were the defensive player of the game, obviously, so congratulations on that.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Keaton Teal of Summerlin. Once again, 42-22. White gets the victory. Let's go back to you, Michael Shively.
All right, thank you very much, Lou Siefker. And excellent to talk to those athletes and to Coach Stoddard. Much appreciate their time. And again, it was Keaton Teal, defensive MVP, Braylon Anderson, offensive MVP. The teammate of the week for the White squad was Barrett Wilkie of Stanton. For the red team, the teammate of the week was Tony Palmer, South Sioux City. He was also the offensive player of the game for the red squad. And Hayden Kelly of Norfolk Catholic was the defensive MVP for the red team. Thanks so much to everybody who made this broadcast possible, our sponsors who support our high school sports coverage, our hosts here with the Northeast Nebraska All-Star Football Classic board, and our great crew led by Connor Luby. On behalf of Lou Siefker, I'm Michael Shively. Thanks for watching. Tune in tomorrow to the Nebraska High School Rodeo Finals starting at 1 o'clock. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day and a nice weekend.
We now join regular